What's going on, everyone? So, we got a lot to talk about here because I have warned people about this, and I think people probably kind of got the idea that it's something that's very real considering how 2026 is going to go. Um, and Tom Henderson is pretty much coming out and he's clarifying some things to an extent here. It says RAM price increases could see next generation consoles releases delayed. Yeah, I mean, here's what I've been saying before. It's like if you're going to be charging that much and being a damn RAM cartel now and SSD cartel, which is kind of like what's going on in South Korea and other parts of the world, then you have to consider that, oh, he said Nandy too, future stuff, SSDs, all that stuff included. With GDDR7 aspects going on in the video to feed AI, all of that factors into next gen hardware. Because we know they use SSDs and they're going to be using that RAM and the new RAM that's around the corner too. And we saw what happened with the HDD crisis. So people are going to be using the hell out of SSDs even more. So if Microsoft was thinking about releasing the Magnus in 2027, then it means in 2026 you need to get very busy and get ready towards the end to get those parts up so you could start putting it together and then mass manufacturing it for 2027. With the prices being that insane, you're going to have to push all that back so you could say, no, I need to get a deal to get all my parts so that when I want to put everything together and mass manufacture it, I move my base to Vietnam too, so I need more time. Yeah, that's not going to work. I mean, this delay could be back more than a year. This could be a delay that could be a year and a half minimum to almost 2 years prior to what they wanted to do. We may even see a early 2029 or something like that. I mean, that's possible. But I'm thinking the sweet spot is late 2028 if this thing pops before this. And that's what everybody's hoping for. So going down here to Insider Gaming, plus we got a forum to read some comments on just to see what everybody wants to say, because that matters. I want to hear what you guys want to say too, obviously down in the comments below. And once again, all the people who have been supporting my channel, thank you. You know I'm not going anywhere. We're going to be here and we're going to the top. Yeah, let's do this. And thank you again, YouTube, for the support as well. All right, Insider Gaming has learned that the ongoing price increase in RAM due to the rise in AI could delay the next generation of console releases. We first mentioned the rumor during our Inside Gaming Weekly episode on December 19th, where we mentioned that we had heard that there are already ongoing talks at the high levels on what the RAM availability could mean for the next generation. Yeah, and they're not looking at consoles as AI data feed in that sense. Obviously, they do a lot of data gathering, but not the way that they want to do for this stuff now. Like, it's totally different, like, spectrum. From what we've heard, the industry as a whole is concerned about RAM availability. I mean, guys, you saw what happened with Microsoft the other day. I kind of find it funny, but at the same time, I don't like what they're going to probably think because of that. They went over there to try to make that deal, and then they stormed out of that office angry because they couldn't get their deal. And when I see that, I'm like, oh boy, this means they're pissed because they're going to have to pay a lot more for what they wanted to pay for, and they're going to punish, obviously, their employees and crunch them even more, do more layoffs, and also punish the consumers. That's just what they do. You know what I mean? And everybody is concerned about RAM availability if you're not doing AI data feed. You know what I mean? And obviously, we don't care about it. We don't care about that type of crap because that's not benefiting us. That's just benefiting the tech giants. And then that makes them want to monopolize more, even though they got more money than ever, but they still want to, screw you over. And what that is going to mean for mass producing consoles at a competitive price point. You see? And what that is going to mean for mass producing consoles at a competitive price. See, first you have to mass produce them. But before I put things together, I got to get the parts to put them together. So how much is that going to cost me with this insane crisis coming in 2026? That's why I'm like, no. Because, you make the consoles and get your parts before that. Everybody would tell you, oh, no, these consoles got parts from like, let's say if it comes out in 2028. Do you think the parts that the PlayStation 6 is going to be launching with, and the Xbox Magnus. Well, Xbox Magnus will obviously have newer stuff, but any console, like when the PS5 came out in 2020, they were gathering parts from years ago. You know what I mean? They're like way back, but that's how it works. Like, you didn't just magically have, before they released the PlayStation in late 2020, millions of parts right there to put together real quick in a few weeks. It's like, no, you did that way before that. So that's what I mean. What is the bulk deal that Sony's going to be getting? And Microsoft, they want good deals so they can sell it to you to the right price point, or you're screwing the beginning of your generation and pricing people the hell out. You don't want to be having no PlayStation 6 selling for like $850 or $900, or maybe having to be forced to go to $1,000 or something like that. No, that's not going to work. They're just ruining the whole console, beginning. And you know how it is with business. If you don't do it right at the beginning, it shows up. So it's like, yes, they're not going to do that. They'd rather delay it and wait. So RAM modules have increased in price by several 100% in the past few months due to the demand for AI. See, that guy's several 100%. And with the pursuit of AI seemingly not going anywhere or going away anytime soon, RAM availability could contribute to be a bottleneck, or at the very least, the RAM shortage will mean that prices will continue to hike. Yeah, and that means that console manufacturers are not going to get the best deal. They're going to have to fight tooth and nail because the best deals are going to NVIDIA. The best deals are going to Apple. The best deals are going to AI data feed, even Microsoft. You know what I mean? So Google Gemini, you have to think about that. They're always going to be there. And then you got China wanting their own AI stuff, data feed. So they got their own deals going. You see what I'm saying, guys? And China's mostly PC and mobile with a little bit of PlayStation support. So if you get this idea, then you're like, yeah, if that's the case, so by the time they get to the consoles, if they don't have the deals they want, how long the hell is this going to go on? They're going to have to jack the price up significantly. I don't even talk about $25, $50. Now it's going to be $100, $150 more expensive minimum. Maybe $200. See? It leaves console producers in a very tricky spot moving forward. And while consoles have traditionally been subsidized to a certain extent in the past, it seems like RAM availability and price increases will mean that the next generation of consoles, which were already believed to be much higher in price than previous generations, could be extortionate. Yeah. And we're not even talking about SSDs. We're just talking about just from RAM, guys. So yeah, I mean, that could also do another spike. That's what I'm saying. This is not good. From what we understand, the situation has led console manufacturers to debate whether the next generation of consoles should be delayed from their intended 2027 to 2028 release window, with the hope that RAM manufacturers will be able to build out their infrastructure to produce more RAM, thereby allowing prices to drop. Regardless of what happens, though, it seems that the next couple of years could see the current generation of consoles increase in price further. What do you think of the ongoing RAM price increase? Let us know. And that's the thing, he's right about that. Steam Machine is going to be affected too. I can't even have its organic launch. It's going to be affected regardless, so I'm going to have to delay the hell out of it. And that sucks. So going over here, this is a thread down, obviously, on etc. This guy says next gen isn't coming until 2029, he thinks. That's a reasonable projection. And I said 2028 at the latest. Remember I was saying that. You have people thinking, Xbox Magnus next year with GTA. And I'm like, oh man, people like that boomstick guy. But they just have their Xbox fanboy fantasies. And it's like, dude, guys, remember I said it too. I said, you're insane if you think that Magnus is coming out in 2026. This is all fantasy. It's not going to be able to happen. It says they're already designing architectures and planning production pipelines now. It makes sense that they plan to push it back if memory prices are still going to change over the next year. Yes. On top of like I said, what's going on with SSDs, and they're not even talking about that here. We're just talking about RAM alone. You add that factor in, forget about it. The price situation sucks, but I would be very, very happy with any delay. We haven't fully benefited with current gen yet. 100% correct. Like I said before, Unreal Engine 5, stuttering, rushed products, broken products, the most broken generation you've ever seen, and the most insane and ridiculous and evil in a sense of everything just went up in front of your face, and they have it making more money than ever with microtransactions, with the Fortnite games, with the 50% focus on free-to-play games, racking in more. Sony saying PlayStation made more money than ever than all current generations. You know, all that stuff besides Xbox, even though, and they did somewhat okay because of the MTX. But what I'm saying is that it's Microsoft. They're making more money in a different thing. They've become $1 trillion market cap company. It's not the PS4 era. All of them and Nvidia, they all went up. They're all making more money than ever, but you're getting the prices jacked up on you. It's ridiculous. That's fine. Many people won't be able to afford them anyways. No, that's what I'm saying. So the thing is, definitely Sony. It's very important for them to get that sweet spot, like $600, $700 if you have to. You know, I got my PS5 Pro. I'm equipped for the whole trip. Okay, do spinning bars. I'm fine with that. Fine by me. You see, I noticed this, that everybody is kind of content at the moment, and they're not really worried about that. Finish this generation. Like I said, it's been broken. So, on top of with the COVID stuff at the beginning and things getting delayed. You had that all in, it's like, yeah, 2028 late at the earliest. Instead, Gen AI consoles will arrive. Put any disc games, and it will train an AI based on that. Have fun. Yeah. The price situation sucks. Yeah, I am in no rush to upgrade. I think a lot of people are, because like I said, the conditions in real life, when you think about food crisis, food is the worst. Yeah, man, can't afford a house, none of that. So people are just going to just stick with what they have, and they got their deals recently. Hopefully you did. Honestly, we really don't need a next gen soon, IMO. It feels like we're finally getting games that are in this gen exclusive and taking advantage of their specifications. Yeah. The pricing stuff with computer parts has been ridiculous, though unfortunately will probably continue to be ridiculous. Your PC gaming is screwed at the moment. Mild shock, maybe this will lead to better optimized games. That's what's going to have to happen. So that's the boon that will come out of this after the bubble pops. I predicted this a while back, no problem for me. I said the same thing. I've been telling you guys the past few weeks that it's going to happen, and I've been saying it. I wasn't just saying it to clickbait. Now you see what I'm saying. Like Tom's coming in, people are coming in, and people with any sort of intelligence are going to realize, yeah, dude, it just makes sense. I put everything together. You know what I mean? You don't have to be an amazing detective for that. If there is some ridiculous stuff, HGN's got you. Very good news if ultimately true. I don't see anybody complaining about a console delay. Me neither. I don't want to see one till 2028. Even without a delay, I really doubt too many people would be able to afford these consoles at launch, so it kind of works out. Yeah, you know, in that sense, that's fine. No shot, numbers must go up. I think before a delay, they would just use less RAM than intended. I don't think they want to do that because it's like you're trying to promote next gen and you kind of need that. So that memory bandwidth is needed with everything else. So I don't think that's the case. So we pretty much have our answers here. Let me know what you guys think. Because I can't take this ship without RAM plus a soldering kit, and users can decide how much RAM they want. I mean, dude, that would be awesome. But I think that would kind of like make people not get that plug and play and have to open it and do all that. Now, if you would have the option to say, if you want to add in more RAM, we have bigger aspects, and you won't void the warranty of your console. Here's a good idea there, though. Ship with the RAM that you think everybody should get, like maybe 24 gigs if they wanted to do that. So if you guys wanted to go increase it, go ahead and do it. You can go over here and we're going to provide that. But then you would give them an idea to sell official RAM and charge you even more. I don't know, man. But even then, that there should be some idea there to that, to where you would be able to upgrade the RAM in your console. I think that would be cool. But you could already swap out the SSD or add in external. So why not with RAM components? Because they're kind of like so close to PCs now anyways. That would be a cool idea. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, though. I don't think I'm upset with this, but I felt like I saw this coming. So yeah, you guys peace out. Have a great day. Hopefully your holidays are amazing and you have a great new year. Peace out.